And welcome to the BS Report. John Stanko here with Kevin Bartnett. And let's get right into it because I hope everyone can see the shirt that Kevin is wearing. The Giants Just Do It shirt. Because guess what? They have not done it 4 games into the season. Get thrashed by Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs. There was, in my opinion, I think it cemented them as the most disappointing team in the league. And you know what? It also cemented the fact that Kansas City is legit. Let's hear the Kevin rant to start off the show.
Oh, just do it, yeah. You know what? I hope people don't question my fanhood after wearing this shirt after his team is 0-4 with the disgusting performances that they put on. They cut Darrell Scott. Did you see that Darrell Scott fumble, by the way?
I did not.
Okay.
No.
Eli Manning, for once a turnover, it seems like it had nothing to do with him touching the ball, actually. He put the ball right. It was a shotgun handoff, a draw play.
Mm-hmm.
He put the ball right in Darrell Scott's hands, and somehow, when Scott's running, the ball just goes 10 feet up in the air. Just goes 10 feet up in the air.
What?
And then he was cut.
I did not see that.
He was cut today. So.
Well, I think that's deservingly so.
No. Okay, this team stinks right now. I'm pulling up their schedule because we have the Philadelphia Eagles. I do not know if it's home or away, though. I think it is home because, in fairness, you know what? The Giants,
It is home.
Other than the year they won the first Super Bowl, they've never been a great road team.
Mm-hmm.
They've never been a great road team. They've had three of the first four games on the first 4 games on the road, and the only home game they had was against, in my opinion, the best team in football right now, the Denver Broncos.
Agreed.
I know I said last week that it was Seattle, but
it's after last week's performance against Philadelphia. It's definitely Denver.
Not even close.
Hands down.
It's the Denver Broncos.
Hands down.
So when I pull up, you know, this has been. I couldn't agree with you more. The two most disappointing teams in football overall right now. Honestly, you know what? Yes, Pittsburgh's going forward, but you know what? Besides the Giants, Atlanta Falcons are also a disappointment.
Yeah. Yes, we'll get into that.
We'll get into that. Okay. When I look at the Giants' schedule, though, okay, of the next 5 games that they have, 4 of them are very winnable.
Okay.
They have the Eagles.
Yes.
They have the Chicago Bears.
That's not winnable. There's no way that's winnable in Chicago.
Hence, 4 of the 5 are winnable.
Okay.
Okay. The Minnesota Vikings, the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Oakland Raiders.
Okay.
I'm going to say this. If the Giants win 3 of those next 5 games, the New York Giants will win the NFC East. If the Giants win 3 of the next 5 games, they will win the NFC East.
Wow.
And that is not saying anything good about the Giants. That's saying how bad the NFC East is.
Yeah, that's saying how bad the NFC East is.
The Washington Redskins still have to play the San Francisco 49ers.
So that's a loss.
And then they have to play a couple of other very good teams. They've already played Green Bay. They got that out of the way, and they got spanked.
All right.
They've beaten Oakland. But I think the Redskins, Robert Griffin III even though he's not Robert Griffin III this year. And you know what?
They did get their first win against Oakland.
It was Oakland, though, okay?
I agreed. Without Terrell Pryor.
I don't buy. You know what? I said at the beginning that the Dallas Cowboys would win the division. I did say that at the beginning of the year. But the Dallas Cowboys are doing everything that they can, like every year, to make it a show, a circus in Dallas. They do this every single year.
Yep.
They must like doing this for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And the Philadelphia Eagles have a horrible defense. So do the Giants. But no matter how he's been horrible this year, but if I need one guy to win a big game, I would not take anybody over Eli Manning. And I know I would not. And yes, I know you're a Tom Brady guy.
Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers. Those are just Drew Brees. I would take all those quarterbacks over Eli Manning right now.
Oh, really? Because I'm pretty sure, except for the former Tom Brady, Eli Manning has won more clutch games than every single one of those guys. I'd say combined.
But as of right now, you think that Eli Manning is still a better clutch quarterback than Drew Brees and Peyton Manning and everyone of them?
You know what? Yes, I do. Because this guy... Okay.
That is ridiculous.
Oh, no, it's not ridiculous.
As of right now, you're going to take Eli Manning over Peyton Manning, has 16 touchdowns, 0 interceptions through 4 games.
What is your definition of clutch?
Clutch means someone who will play well in the big moment. And has Eli done that at all? He's not played well when the team...
Because they haven't had any big moments. The one time they've had a big moment was in Dallas,
he
took them back.
The big moments are when you're behind in the game. The only game he's ever even come close to coming behind is against Dallas. He didn't do it against Kansas City. No, it didn't even come close.
It was not even his fault. The special teams blew.
It doesn't matter.
The guy.
There's no way. Was it close against Denver?
Did you see how bad that miscommunication was?
Was it close against Denver?
It was close for 3.5 quarters.
And then guess what happened in the 4th quarter?
It's like the ball hit.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't
matter.
Yes, it does matter. Because that ball
was it close against Carolina? 38-0.
He had no time to throw.
You find a way to win if you're clutch. You find a way right now. Eli Manning is not even in the top 10 quarterback in the NFL right now.
No,
right
he's
now.
not. He's not right now.
But you'd still take him over Peyton Manning in a clutch situation right now.
You're a Patriots fan, and Patriots fans, if I'm correct, are the biggest Peyton Manning haters in the world.
I respect the hell out of Peyton Manning.
You all hate Peyton Manning.
No. Let's clear this up right now. I do not like Peyton Manning. I respect the hell out of him. And right now, he is the best quarterback in football, and if anyone says different, they're idiotic.
He's the best.
They're mentally insane.
He's the best regular season quarterback of all time.
Which is why I would take him right now.
Okay, he's the best regular season. Okay, but
there's a chance that Denver's going to run the table
he has
this
a
season.
losing record in the postseason. Peyton Manning.
Okay, but right now,
and I think this is coming from a guy who thinks that Peyton Manning all time is a better quarterback than your beloved Tom Brady.
Okay,
we'll get into
you can argue both sides of that. I can't even say that's wrong.
When I say the New York
Giants
Giants will win the NFCs, would you take the other three quarterbacks over Eli Manning in a
I
clutch
would take Tony
game?
Romo.
In a clutch game.
Right now.
In a clutch
Tony
game.
Romo is playing better.
Tony Romo.
He's playing better.
Did you watch the final game last year?
Yes, but as of right now, this season, who's playing better? It's definitely Tony Romo.
Okay, but the thing is, the Giants are 0-4, absolutely. They are 0-4, and they're probably the second worst team in football behind Jacksonville right
Tampa
now.
Bay. I'll give them about Tampa Bay.
Hell, Tampa Bay's been close in their games.
They're still awful.
They've been in about 3 of the 4 games they
awful.
played in. They're not a good team, but they've been in 3 of the 4 of the games that they've played in. They could have won 3 of those 4. So the Giants have had no chance, and it was close for 3 quarters. It was very close for 3 quarters against Kansas City. Actually, and Kansas City had the great 4th quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but historically,
No.
dude, nobody.
I'm not saying historically. I am saying as of right now, after 4 weeks in the 2013-2014 NFL season, I would take Tony Romo over Eli Manning right now.
As a better quarterback, absolutely. When it comes to clutch, though,
you know what? Tony Romo will give you the lead going into the 4th quarter with what the Giants had. Eli Manning has not done that at all. The Giants have a good passing offense, and Eli still can't do anything.
That's not okay. Did you see the interception this week that he threw? Completely not his fault. Miscommunication with Ruben Randall.
Well, guess what? That doesn't matter. That's on the quarterback to communicate with your wide receivers.
No, that's on the receiver to run the right route.
Okay, Tom Brady takes acknowledgement when he messes up communication with his wide receivers. He yells at them and then he yells at himself because he doesn't agree with them. He takes responsibility in teaching them. Eli Manning should take responsibility for the miscommunication.
But you've been playing okay, but Tom Brady's having rookie receivers right now. Okay, he never had that problem with Moss, Welker, or anybody. Aaron Hernandez, Robert.
Exactly.
Gronkowski.
So how is Eli Manning not taking the blame for a receiver who's had him before in a miscommunication?
Because he's running the wrong routes and he's been in the system for how many years now, and they're still running the wrong routes. That's why he's not taking blame for it. When Keenix is a 5th-year pro, when he still runs the wrong routes.
Is it different between a misread and then a route run
They're
wrong?
running the wrong routes. It's that simple. When you look at it, they are clear. I do not know how many
ridiculous that you think Eli Manning is good. There's no way. First of all, there's no way the Giants win the NFC East. I'm burying them.
I said if they win the next 5 games. If they win 3 of the next 5 games.
Even if they win 3 of the next 5, they're not winning the division.
I think they will.
There's no way. The Giants to end the season have a very, very tough schedule to end the season.
Hey, they've had it before.
They go versus Seattle.
I think a team
at Detroit and then home against Washington. Those are not cupcake wins. The last 3 games of the last 3 games of the season.
Put it this way: a team that will be 7-9 or 8-8 will win the NFC East this year.
It's going to be a 500 team.
It would be 7 or 9.
I'd say 9-7 wins it.
It will either be 7 or 9 or 8-8. And let's be real here, okay? The New York Giants have had their fair share of winning streaks in the past years. They've had their fair share of losing streaks, but there have been times when they've ripped off 4 or 5 wins like nothing, and then they look like a good football team.
Okay, but could we just look at week 11 through 17 for the Giants?
It's not easy.
Green Bay lost.
They beat Green Bay last year, though.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
They beat Green Bay by 4 touchdowns.
As of right now, there's no way I put the Giants over the.
You don't think
Packers.
Green Bay is going to go in the Meadowlands though and think, okay? I would have said last year Green Bay was going to spank the Giants last year, and it was vice versa. The Giants spanked.
No way.
But you don't think that Green Bay is going to go in the thinking about last year? Yes, and then maybe we'll have them put a chip on their shoulder.
Exactly. It'll just motivate them more.
But you don't think the Giants can game plan around Green Bay? They did it. They've done it before. They've
done it before, but they can't do it again. They're not that talented anymore. They don't have enough talent on that team.
They've beaten Green Bay the last 2 times, though. So I'm
okay,
not
well,
saying,
third time's a charm for the Packers.
I'm not saying that's an automatic loss, okay? I'm not saying that's an automatic loss.
I think that's an automatic loss. Dallas game, 50-50. At Washington, 50-50. At San Diego right now is 50-50.
Yeah, San Diego's a good team right now. Philip Rivers having a great
Seattle,
year.
automatic loss. At the Detroit game, at Detroit, that's tough.
Oh, no, it is. Okay, put it this way. Seattle's not a great road team, though. They need
Okay, they still put off a huge win against Houston this week. Huge comeback win.
They're not a blowout team when they're on the road, though. They don't blow teams out when they're on the road.
Okay, but Houston is a better team than New York, and they can still beat Houston in Houston.
Okay, I mean Carolina. Yeah, granted they beat Carolina. Carolina beat the Giants 38-0, but Seattle had trouble with Carolina in Carolina.
Okay.
It's not
the fact you're bringing up the Giants lost to Carolina 38-0 just shows how bad the Giants are.
They are bad. I'm saying they can turn it around though. If I said it's a big if, it's a huge if.
They're
but
not
these
gonna
are
turn around.
5.
I am burying the fork in the Giants.
They're 4 out of 5 winnable games right here that I'm reading.
No.
You don't think the Giants can beat the Eagles this week?
I think it's a 50-50 game.
But you're saying you think they can beat the Giants?
They can. They can. Chicago is automatic loss. I will give you Minnesota.
I'll give you that.
I'll give you Minnesota.
Philadelphia?
At Philadelphia, you're going to split those games. You're going to split it.
3 out of 5.
You're
and then the
split
Oakland Raiders. Giants should beat the Oakland Raiders.
Okay, they should beat the Oakland Raiders.
Okay, they're already in serious problems, but okay. If they lose to Oakland, throw in the towel, okay? They're not throwing...
Okay, well, week 10, you're going to throw in... Okay, but you're saying that if they win, they're going to be... What are they going to be?
They'll be 3-6.
They'll be 3-6. Going into Green Bay.
And a 7-9 team, that's the reality. This year, a 7-9
going
team
to Green
can
Bay.
win the NFC East this year. A 7-9 will be good enough.
Well, you're saying so by week 10 they'll be 3-6. Can we look at the other NFC East teams?
Washington was 3-6 last year.
Okay, can we look at the other NFC East teams though through their week 10 schedule?
Yeah, sure, of course.
To see how that is.
Don't discredit that because the Washington Redskins last year were 3-6 and they won 7 in a row and won the division.
Let's look at Washington's through what was it, week 11. So Washington has a bye week this week, then Dallas 50-50 game. Chicago lost, Denver lost, San Diego 50-50, Minnesota, I'll give Washington a win on that, and then Philadelphia. So I see out of that only 3 or 4 possible wins. And right now they have 3 losses as well. They're already 1 up on the Giants, and I already have them getting more wins in that time than the Giants, or just as many.
That's where the Giants had to step up and beat them, though.
Okay, but
no. John, I've ripped into these guys for so many weeks now, it's getting boring, okay?
I'm just appalled that you think they could win the NFC.
They're 2 games back now! They're 2 games back!
I'm shocked!
That's just reality, though, right now. Are they a horrible team? Absolutely. They're the second worst team in football. I will say that right now. I
don't think they're that bad.
The reality is they're still only 2 games back. And when you have a 2-time Super Bowl winning quarterback, a 2-time Super Bowl winning head coach, these guys can maybe work around it.
Okay, now
you've got Hakeem Nicks and Victor Cruz. Look, Nicks has been disappeared the last 2 weeks, but Nicks is not completely dead because he had a monstrous week 1, so he's not completely dead. Hey, I'll tell you, as bad as the offensive line looked, the kid Justin Pugh is a stud. You guys know pressure's coming from the right side. That kid has been a stud this year.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else in the offensive line has been horrible. I'll say that. Okay. When David Wilson eventually gets that one big run, his confidence booster is going to go so high.
It's not going to go up that high automatically.
It did last year. He had a good year at the end of the year last year.
He
had the big game against New Orleans last year, and then he had a solid year the rest of the year. He was the only good player in that 34-0.
I can't believe David Wilson's going to turn it around this season. I can't believe it.
He needs that one big run, and then his confidence will go. He had a great game.
And then he'll fumble it again, and then he'll be gone again. Coffin will bury him.
He fumbled once last year, okay? He fumbled once last year, and it got him in the dog. He fumbled twice this year. He's kind of in the dog because they don't give him the ball a lot. They really don't. But when he breaks a big run, they're going to need to give him the ball more. Because, look.
Well, he's not getting the opportunity to make the big run because Coffin's burying him on the bench.
No, Coffin's giving him carries. It's the offensive line doesn't open up holes for him.
Well, that's not something you can solve. The offensive line is going to be a problem all year for the Giants. It's not something that's going to be able to solve next week.
You know what? See, the thing is about the Giants, they've done this before. The year that they were 9-7, went on to win the Super Bowl. The offensive line was horrible at the beginning. Horrible for the whole year. They turned it around. Will Beatty had a detached retina. Did not play in the playoffs that year. You had David Deal play left tackle. God, David Deal was awful now, and they won the Super Bowl that year because the offensive line turned it around. I'm saying, look, do I think they're a good team? Absolutely not. But I'm saying, the fact that they're only 2 games back still is mind-blowing.
It is mind-blowing because that's how bad the NFC East is.
Exactly.
That's how
but
bad.
When they're 2 games out, I don't count them out because they're the New York Giants. This is a team 2 years ago won the Super Bowl. They 2 years ago won the Super Bowl. Are they awful right now? Absolutely. They have played like basically the New Orleans Saints of the early decades, or like the 1970 Giants, how bad they are.
Okay.
Or they've been like, who's been a horrible team this past decade?
Jacksonville.
No, Jacksonville made the playoffs twice. I mean, who has been the Buffalo Bills? Let's use that team who hasn't made the playoffs in 14 years.
Yeah, long time.
They're playing like Buffalo Bills right now. They cannot play. But as long as this team is like, no NFC East team is running away with the division. As long as this team is in the thick of it and someone in the thick of it, I'm not going to count them out. I'm really not.
Okay.
Because no. I won't count them out because, like I said, they have a 2-time Super Bowl winning head coach, and they have a 2-time Super Bowl MVP. I've seen them turn around before. And you know what? Usually when a team is 0-4, especially the team I'm very pessimistic about. I would be deadbeat about them. I've been ripping into them for 4 weeks now, and I'm still ripping them by saying how awful they are. But this team has turned it around before. As long as they are under the leadership of Tom Coughlin, these guys will not give up.
Okay.
They're going to start. They will not stop playing.
Okay. The Giants are ranked 22nd in defense, and they're in the bottom third. 22nd in offense, and they're ranking the bottom third in defense. All three other NFC teams are ranked in the top 15 in offense. Do you think the Giants can stop them?
Do I think they can stop them? Hey, they were 27th the year they won the Super Bowl.
You don't have that pass rush you had though when you won the Super Bowl.
You know what I will say? JPP has been played horrible. Has been dreadful this year.
Yes.
Justin Tuck is not though. I mean, has he been getting sacks? No, but Justin Tuck has been making a lot more tackles than he has been the past 2 years. That's not a good thing considering.
Didn't he get hurt last game? Or did he come back?
No,
though?
JPP got hurt and came back.
JPP got hurt.
I thought he tore his ACL for a second. But you know who the Giants are going to start using? And he's been a special team stud, DeMontre Moore. They put him in when JPP got hurt.
I don't know him. You're gonna have to explain him to me.
DeMontre Moore from Texas A&M defensive end.
I don't know.
He should have been a first round. Or they should be fell them in the third
I
round.
did not know that.
Oh, well, and they also have Jonathan Hankins.
Teach me something new. I do know him.
Who needs to? They just cut Marvin Austin, who made his debut for Miami last night. Marvin Austin, and now I think they're going to play Jonathan Hankins, a rookie out of Ohio State, a little bit more in the defensive tackle rotation. The linebackers, will tell you, they're terrible. Okay, you know what? But as I said, look. They are a bad team right now, and I've been hard on them as anybody.
I think you're just grasping onto straws right now. I really do.
You know what? Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. You know what?
I really do.
Okay, but John, if the Patriots were 2 games out, would you count them out?
Especially if they played as bad as the Giants are playing now, yes. I would count them out.
But
would I still root for them? Yes. But would I give our chances of making the playoffs? Slim to none.
John, I think that the NFC East is so bad this year. A team that is 7-9 will win.
Do you think they're as bad as the NFC West when the 79 Seahawks won?
Yeah, that's how bad the team.
You think that's how bad the NFC East
okay,
is?
let's put it this way: the Dallas Cowboys, they've won 1 playoff game in how many past years? One playoff game
since forever.
Since 1996, they've won 1 playoff game. The Washington Redskins won their first division in 13 years last year.
Mm-hmm.
The Philadelphia Eagles, I don't know what the hell to think of them, honestly.
Okay, yeah.
I really don't know what to think of them. They're a wild card, honestly, because they give me that explosive offense that we saw Week 1, but they could also be that dreadful defense that got blown out.
Exactly.
Okay, like this is it's you know look, Dallas is going to lose. Dallas will lose against Denver this week, and if the New York Giants beat the Philadelphia Eagles this week, they're only 1 game back of Dallas.
I'm gonna be honest. I think I'm picking Philadelphia this week. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think
it's fine. You can pick them honestly.
I just don't trust the Giants defense, which allowed 38 points to Carolina, who ranks 26th in the NFL in total offense. I just don't trust the Giants defense at all.
And that's fine. That's honestly fine. But you know what? This is only their 2nd game at home this year, so you know what? You can call me a little optimistic, but you know what? I think that the fans really don't want to see this team 0-5. They're going to be rowdy, I think, against a rival team, the biggest rival of the Giants. Mm-hmm. They're going to be rowdy, and they realize when Dallas loses to Denver, because Dallas, I'm saying this, a 95% chance will lose to Denver this week.
100% chance.
They will lose to Denver.
Denver has a chance of running the table.
They will lose to Denver, and the fans realize that the Giants.
Who does Washington have this week?
They have a bye.
Washington has a bye.
They have a bye, I do, because I'm supposed to play.
That's right.
I'm supposed to play Pierre Garçon in fantasy, so. But the Giants fans, the smart Giants fans, realize that when the Dallas Cowboys, who are in first place right now, lose to Denver, that will only be 1 game back, and if we win, they're not. That's 1 game back. No matter how bad your team is playing, 1 game back is not completely out of it.
Okay, well that's like saying right now the Jets are 2 games out of first place in the AFC East.
Well, the Patriots are 4-0.
I know, but it's just 2 games back, 4 weeks into the season. A lot of teams are 2 games back. Isn't Cleveland tied for first right now in the AFC North?
See, but the Jets have won 2. Yeah, they are.
So it's like, oh, they're gonna make the playoffs.
I'm saying though, but the thing is, the Giants haven't won a game yet, and then the fact that we all think that Dallas is going to lose to Denver this week. They're not completely out of it. That's why. And once they're going to get them in the head.
I don't know if you can count that Denver game very much because everyone in the NFC East is going to lose to Denver. You can put a loss in every single team's in
well,
every
they've already
single
beaten
team.
2 of them. Yeah, now they're playing.
Exactly. When they play Washington, it's going to be a slaughter.
Yeah. So the NFC East is god awful this year. They really are. That's why I'm not totally counting them out yet. Do I think they stink? Yes. But you know what? I've seen them turn around before. I have.
You are an optimistic fellow.
Oh, I'm generally not optimistic. You kidding me?
Um,
I'm more reality. But
right now, you are a very optimistic fellow.
But am I giving you I've given you facts though. The fact of the matter is,
I can't believe in them. They've just been so bad. I have no faith that they can turn it around.
But I've given you facts though about this team. What they've done in the past, what their schedule ahead was. Of the next 5 games, they have 4 very winnable games.
Yeah, but again, I can see them winning 3 out of 5. I don't think they'll win 4 out of 5. I think they're going to split against Philadelphia. And
with how bad they play, they're not going to win 4 out of 5.
Yeah,
with how bad they've played,
they're going to split against Philadelphia and they're lose to Chicago.
But are they capable of it? I mean, from past talent and everything, from the talent they have on
they're also capable of losing all those games.
They are with how bad they
except
play.
for Oakland. I'll give you Oakland.
They are capable of losing them, but you know what? This is also the New York Giants. When you think of the MIG franchise in the NFL, New York Giants are not known for being losers or scrubs.
Mm-hmm.
They're one of the model NFL franchises. They're probably honestly top 5 prestigious franchise in the NHL in the NFL. They were top 5 probably prestigious in the NFL.
As of right now, top 5 franchises?
Yeah, why not? Who's more prestigious? Okay, I'll give you Green Bay, Pittsburgh, and if you're gonna go on pure
New England.
No way.
Prestigious?
Yeah.
Robert Kraft is like the most prestigious owner in like all of football. Everyone loves him.
You do know that Wellington Mara and like the Mara family is one of the key guys that got the NFL
I'm aware.
started.
I'm aware.
I love Robert Kraft. Don't get me wrong, but I think he's.
You have to put the Patriots in one of the top 5 franchises.
They are one of the top 5 franchises. They are, and I'm saying. But I think when you talk about model NFL franchise, Patriots were an AFL team. The New York Giants have been around since the 1920s.
Okay. You know what? I concede. You win.
I mean, I think. Look, if you're going on pure like Super Bowls and everything, you could say Dallas. San Francisco.
No, I don't trust Dallas. God, no.
When I'm talking about pure NFL, the 5
Jerry Jones is terrible.
When I'll talk about the most prestigious franchises, I would put Green Bay, Pittsburgh, New York Giants, Chicago Bears, and honestly, yeah, your New England Patriots.
You wouldn't put the 49ers in there with all the success they've had?
They've had 5 Super Bowls and everything, but I think just... You know what? As much as I'd like to put them in there, there's just something about me because they were so bad for the 10 years. Then they were bad in the 70s until Montana came along.
I think you have to put them in the top 5.
I think they haven't.
I would switch them with Chicago.
I haven't put. You know what? It's something to put Chicago in, but Chicago, like George Halas, when you talk about prestigious, Chicago Bears, I think are up there. Honestly, prestigious. You know, it's like, okay. Like Kansas isn't the most winningest basketball program. They've had a lot of wins as a program. Mm-hmm. They've only had 3 national championships, though. You wouldn't known that. But people consider Kansas to be a prestigious basketball program.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, like Michigan has only won 1 national championship since 1969, but they're one of the model college football programs.
That's true.
So, I think just prestige-wise, you have to put the Chicago Bears in there.
Okay.
But that's just my opinion. But that's my event about the Giants. They're a terrible team. I'm not counting them out yet because I see 4 winnable games on here.
I am going out there and saying I am putting the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
The nail in the coffin, the dagger in the heart. I'm burying them with a fork because I respect your optimism, and you know what? You have valid points. I just don't agree with them.
They played bad. I mean, but I did fail to mention this. They lose this week. They lose this week. It's completely over. No chance whatsoever. No matter how many games.
So this is a must-win game at home against Philadelphia.
They lose. It's
a
all
must-win game against Philadelphia.
But I look. I was just going based on facts and past reputation. Because look, even if the Giants were still in 5, teams would still take them seriously because they're the New York Giants.
Exactly.
That's a fact.
Yes. No. I agree with that. I mean, no one's gonna ever take the Giants lightly.
Because if they say they're 2-7,
that's the thing though. I think
they'll be considered a trap game.
I think that's going against them though, because if they're not like a traditional bad team with no talent, they have talent. They're just not organized. And that's the thing. That's why I think they're not going to be able to get success like later in the season. Because even if they're struggling, teams are going to be like, oh, well, there's the Giants who still have to prepare. Like, it's not the Browns. Like, it's not the Jaguars. And I think that's going to hurt them going forward.
Right. That you make a valid point, honestly. But I've seen them in my time beat. They struggle in Chicago Bears. That's why I don't think they're win. But like last year, they spanked Philadelphia in the final game. Even with the new Chip Kelly, I don't know, because the Eagles are so all over the place. Who knows?
Eagles are one quarter great, next quarter awful.
They're so all over
ridiculous.
the place. You cannot say they're wrong. The Minnesota Vikings, they've looked bad this year.
No, they've looked really bad. Again, I see the Giants winning that game unless Adrian Peterson goes off, and Adrian Peterson can go off against anyone.
He can go off, yeah.
Can we just say how well Matt Castle played?
You know, he was the worst quarterback in pro football last year. But
Was.
he played very well.
He played very, very well. We're going to take a short commercial break. We'll get back into the other games. We'll get back into how disappointing the Atlanta Falcons have been. We'll talk some New England Patriots because huge win for the New England Patriots.
Love
Sunday
Matty
night.
Ryan still. And Julio. Julio still got me 10 points without a touchdown.
You still got you what you
I
needed.
still got Julio.
This has been the BS Report. I want to thank you, everyone. We'll be right back after this short commercial break.